Okay. Got some new coffees in. I am super stoked. Say that a lot, but I really like coffee. We have a couple of their limited releases. I think Bill and Sebastian do a bang out job for coffees. I've never had something I'm not just like totally hyped on. And everything from the way that they describe their coffees, as far as exotics or filter or so forth, I always thought it was creative, and I just really like what they do. I have a Panama Geisha here. Let's just go ahead and crack that first. So let's go ahead and get that first bag. Pop. Smells really good. Let's just start off with a nice 25 grams. I'm going to grind on camera today. When I'm brewing geishas, I feel like I'm just going to that next level, that Illuminati brewing, where like you're just locked in with your grinder, you're one with your kettle, everything just kind of flows. So hopefully we can do that here. I'm going to start the grinder first. It's also right. There's nothing in here. I'm not purging it. The grinder should be clean. But I want those burrs to be running full speed before I throw these beans on them and shred them to pieces. Got that catch there. Now, one thing I don't do, more so with exotics, is I don't flush the grinder into what I'm brewing in. So if you think about that, that's typically, I'm covered in grinds right now. But that stuff is so light that the static that has built up on this plastic piece, the grinds are sticking to. Let's just say this is really fine. Like, ooh, you fine right there. Like, no, that's not going to go into my coffee at all. Warm this up. Let's get that out of here. Quiet, please. Quiet on set. Let that simmer a minute. I don't know the first time I had something exotic. It might have been, we had a pop-up at Ala Moana. It was the worst pop-up ever. It was in a waxing salon. It's called Beyond Bear. It's taken over the place for a little while. Just doing a little pop-up there, and we had to open and close it every day at Ala Moana. And we thought we could put up new signage, but we couldn't. So there's just a big thing on the top that said Beyond Bear, and it had some bikini cutout shape, and everyone had jokes about if we had Brazilian coffee. It got old really fast. It was like by the dumpsters. That place was called next to that fancy restaurant. Forgot the name of it. And some of those workers there swapped coffee with us. And it was a special, super old, aged coffee. Supposed to be magical. It tasted like crap. It was a couple $100 a pound maybe. It was insane. Some sort of Hawaiian coffee that had a marketing story. Then I think at the Specialty Coffee Association, I had some Kopi Luwak, right? So that's coffee processed by Civet. That was pretty expensive and whatever. But then there's these other coffees where, you know, it might be an auction lot, or it might be a 90 plus coffee. The taste and the clarity is just another level, like expand your horizons. So I started buying like a lot of geishas. Like, we're like, oh, this jar from Sight Glass or Verve had some really cool kits. One year, I threw away like just tons of geisha. Like, I threw away so much geisha, it's sickening. And my perspective of brewing those coffees changed, right? I'm like, oh, each cup is so expensive, and you know, I don't want to waste it, and I don't want to mess up the brew, blah 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 blah. What ended up happening is I had paralysis, brew paralysis, where I was so worried about brewing this coffee or wasting it, I never ended up brewing it and ended up wasting it. So after that, I started just offering geisha, like, hey, if you want to hang out with me, let's drink some amazing coffee. Some people are really intrigued by the price. Like, I did something similar to my work, and you know, each cup was $100+ a pound easily. It might have been, I think it was like $250 or something like that. It was up there. It was the Yemen trilogy from Blue Bottle when it first came out. A lot of people, I think, like trying things because of the price, regardless, right? You give someone a caviar sample or tell someone some drink's expensive, you want to try it. In the grand scheme of things, the most expensive coffees I drink are fairly cheap, right? So, Phil and Sebastian, my order has been delivered. It's true, my order has been delivered. Phil and Sebastian sent me an order to one of my emails. I don't know which one. So, you know, obviously I have a grinder already, I have a kettle, I have a scale, I have a brew device. The filters are about 7 cents. So there's some sunk costs here. But I can buy some of the most expensive coffee available in the market. After you get to $70, $80 a pound for coffee, like, it's all the same. I can drink, in my mind, some of the best coffee in the market for $4. You might go out to a bar and, like, you know, you get a Heineken, it's $6 and you have to open it and, you know, tip them $1, whatever. If I went to a coffee shop, some places right now, drip coffee's $3, $2.50, $4. If I went to Safeway, Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, and I picked up anything off the shelf there, per pound, this is a lot heavier. Right now, I would say for nationally distributed brands without a roast date that's pre-ground, you're looking for $8 to $9 a pound, national chain. So yes, you might be 7, 8x that. You can drink the best coffee out of any cafe, I think, out there right now for $4. And that's amazing. If I was into cigars, if I was into wine, and you start looking at, you know, what's the best bottle of wine right now, you're not getting anything for $4 a serving that's on this level. So, rant over, or encouragement over. The most expensive Geisha that I've probably purchased was, for espresso, it was in Sydney, Ona Cafe. Pretty mind-boggling, right? So you go into this bar, and there's just like Mythos 1's grinders. Like, if you know grinders, like, oh, Mythos 1 grinders. They got like 7 of them, just super clean, right? So they got these 7 grinders stacked up next to their machine. I'm like, wow, that's pretty boss. Great customer service. They were out of soap in the bathroom. I never told anyone that, but 2 days in a row I went there, that soap was never refilled. So, pretty gross. This was a couple years ago, so don't worry about it. Hey, have a seat at the bar, sit down, bring you a menu. This menu is unlike any coffee shop menu I've ever seen before. This thing is a brick, right? You just like, boom, puts it down, opens it up, and you're flipping through origin options. And I was like, there is no freaking way. Like, this is insane. So I'm like, oh, Geisha, 20-something Australian for a shot? Certainly, let's do this. Place my order. Gentleman behind the bar opens up a freezer drawer. Right, starts riffling through. Finds my coffee, opens it up, and I was like, you have got to be kidding me. They have frozen coffee, vacuum sealed, Geisha shot coming up. That coffee just blew my mind. Like, I wish, that was like chasing the dragon, man. That Geisha shot, I don't even know if I'll ever get another one like that. That was mind blowing. That was some of the best coffee I've ever had in my life. That was the most expensive Geisha espresso I've ever had. Also at that shop, they had humidity measurements and thermometers on each grinder, so as the day changed, they tweaked their grind. Like, they're in another stratosphere than I'm operating in. That is really good. It's a little bit more acidic than I was expecting from a Panama. I do know, it is naturally processed. I would say off the bat, I think tangerine, lemon, peach has this kind of like tangy, sweet, like very, very light body, even with that that finish. Oh, that coffee hit. Second sip's even better. That, like, I don't even know. You don't even know the things I would do for this coffee. Like, this is like, do some scandalous stuff for this type of coffee. This coffee is good. What? They're talking brewing this in a French press? They're saying to brew this in a French press. They are crazy. Okay, what do we have? Geisha took the world by storm in 2004, and since then its popularity has risen year after year. After fetching high prices at auctions such as the Best of Panama and Esmeralda Geisha, because widely planted throughout Central America, Geisha's fame in comparison to other popular coffees is legitimate. Lilac, tangerine, blueberry. Wouldn't disagree, but I'm going to stick with my flavors. So that's it. I was having a rough morning. Put in 7 hours of work today. It was a grind. And Geisha just, I think some of my best memories with coffee friends, coffee crawling, sharing cups with strangers. It's like, hey, try this, sample this. Some of my best memories, so I'm glad I could share this with you. I really like this coffee. I really respect what they're doing. Alright, got a couple more coffees to brew. I'll probably brew them today. Cannot tell you how hard it was to make a video before drinking coffee. Every single time a shipment comes in, I'm like, Sumner, take a picture. Like, don't open it, like, make a video. And the next thing you know, I'll have a fake bag. I'm like, well, no one can really tell if I put the bag like this. It looks legitimate. Yeah, but have a great weekend. I'm out. Peace, Geisha.